It was the app that changed the world. Before 2009, if you wanted a ride, you stood on a street corner, waved your arm, and hoped a yellow car saw you. Then, Uber happened. It promised a private driver for everyone. It was sleek, it was cheap, and it was revolutionary. But today, the U logo doesn't stand for ultimate anymore. For many, it stands for unsafe. From drunk drivers and harassment lawsuits to a massive surge in specialized competitors, the giant is stumbling. Today, we're breaking down the rise, the wreckage, and the new wave of services coming for Uber's throne. Legend has it, Uber was born on a snowy night in Paris when Garrett Camp and Travis Kalanick couldn't find a taxi. Their solution? Uber Cab. By 2011, they launched in San Francisco. It felt like living in the future. You could see your car moving on a map. No more broken credit card machines or haggling over prices. Uber got big because it played dirty. They entered cities without permits, fought regulators, and subsidized rides so heavily that they were literally losing money on every trip just to kill the taxi industry. And it worked. By 2015, Uber was the most valuable startup in the world. But while they were focused on growth at all costs, the foundation was starting to rot. The growth at all costs mentality didn't just apply to the office, it applied to the drivers. To dominate, Uber needed millions of cars. They lowered the bar for entry, and that's when the horror stories began. We aren't just talking about a dirty car or a driver taking the long route. We're talking about a systemic failure of safety. Headlines started popping up: drunk drivers behind the wheel, abusive behavior toward passengers, and most chillingly, thousands of reports of sexual assault. For years, critics argued that Uber's independent contractor model allowed them to dodge responsibility. When a driver was disrespectful or dangerous, Uber's response often felt like a template email rather than a solution. The trust was broken. Then came the legal hammer: class action lawsuits from passengers, battles over driver employment status, and government investigations. The disruptor was now the one being disrupted by its own bad reputation. In the vacuum of Uber's failing reputation, a new breed of services emerged. People realized that one size fits all doesn't work when safety is on the line. Parents, in particular, were done gambling with their kids' safety. Enter Hop Skip Drive and Kidkaboo. These aren't just ride shares, they're care shares. They specialize in transporting children. Drivers undergo rigorous 15-point background checks, fingerprints, and often have childcare experience. They prove that people are willing to pay more for peace of mind. And it's not just parents. Women have been seeking alternatives for years to avoid harassment. Services like Safer or local By Women for Women networks have gained traction by prioritizing female drivers and passengers, creating a closed loop of safety that Uber simply couldn't or wouldn't guarantee. And then there's the final boss, Waymo. Alphabet's self-driving project is already operating in cities like Phoenix and San Francisco. The logic is simple. A robot doesn't get drunk. A robot doesn't harass you. A robot follows the speed limit. If the problem with Uber is the drivers, Waymo just removed the driver entirely. Uber isn't dead yet. They've pivoted to food delivery and freight to stay afloat. But the era of them being the only choice is over. We are moving toward a fragmented market where we choose our ride based on who we are and where we're going. A kid-friendly van for school, a female-led service for a late-night ride home, or an autonomous pod for a crosstown commute. The fall of Uber's dominance serves as a massive lesson for the tech world. You can have the best tech, the most money, and the fastest growth. But if you lose the respect and safety of your customers, you're just a very expensive ghost in the machine. So next time you open your phone to call a ride, look past the you. There's a whole new world of options out there that actually care about who is in the back seat. Thanks for watching. If you've had a crazy rideshare experience, good or bad, drop it in the comments below. See you in the next one.